Hello everyone, welcome to the Archipelago live stream. I'm Liam, one of the preset developers here at Archipelago, makers of Lightroom presets and creative profiles. Today we're taking a look at another quest set, that is Quest 41 Raven. Really excited to showcase this set to you today. So we're all about the moody vibes, those kind of spooky vibes heading into spooky season. So really looking forward to showcasing this set called Raven to you today. It's one of our quest sets, it's part of our quest lineup. For those that don't know, Archipelago Quest is a preset subscription. We release a new set of presets every single month that's free for our members to download. So this month's set launching today is Quest 41 Raven. That's free for our members to download. So yeah, we release a new set every single month. That set is free for members to download. They can also purchase previously released Archipelago Quest so as well. So if you want to find out more about that, head to archipelagoquest.com. But if you are already a member, you'll be able to, after this stream, you'll be able to jump straight onto your membership and download this set, Quest 41 Raven, for free as part of your membership. So go and check that out, archipelagoquest.com. So I've got 8 incredible images I'll be showcasing in this stream as usual. I'll kind of walk through what's included with this set. So you do get 3 preset variations, you get 2 creative profiles, you also get some tools with this as well. So I'll kind of walk through all of that with this particular set. And I've got some really nice spooky season images and some other images just to showcase this set as well. So we'll get into that shortly. Thank you to those tuned in to the live stream. I can see Cindy was on super early. Thank you for joining, Cindy. Charlotte's on, Sarah's on, Alyssa's on, Una's on. Lots of familiar names. Thank you so much for coming back and watching another live stream. It should be a fun one today. We'll be doing a giveaway in that live chat as usual. So if you are tuned in live, do make sure you hit the subscribe button on the channel. After a minute or so, you can get into the chat, say hello, let us know where you tuned in from, and keep interacting in the chat as we go through the stream. We'll be picking from the people in that chat list to win an Archipelago t-shirt. So this t-shirt just here, this is the brand new Archipelago t-shirt. We'll be giving away one of these in the live stream. So stick around, keep chatting away in that live chat. You're in with a chance of winning a free t-shirt. We'll announce that at the end of the stream. So yeah, if you are tuning live, hit subscribe. Give the video a like as well if you do enjoy this live stream. And then we'll be picking someone to tune in. I can see Charlotte's tuned in from Cornwall in the UK. Very jealous, Charlotte. You're much further south and potentially slightly warmer. It's very, very chilly where I am in Sheffield up north. Sandra's on. Welcome, Sandra. Peter's on. Peter's tuning in from Switzerland. That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining. All right, so let me switch over to this screen so you can see the images that I have. So these 8 images are what I'll be editing in this live stream. As I go through the edits, you're going to see the photographer's name and their Instagram handle at the top left, along with the EXIF data for that particular photo as well. So if you do like the images, give them some love, head over to their Instagram and kind of give them a follow. Like some of the images, all that good stuff, because it's just nice to support them. We really value the photographers we have in this wonderful community. So big thank you to all the photographers that I'll be featuring in this. All right, so blue skies and been to the beach today. Are you kidding, Charlotte? It's been absolutely pouring it down the entire day here and it's freezing cold. So yeah, don't tell me any more about your beach visit. I don't want to know. Not interested. Bryn said it's been raining here for over a week straight. That's more like it, Bryn. That's what I want. All right, so let's get underway. Let's take a look at this first image. This one here by Mariah. Really, really cool image. You can kind of see with this one and a few others that I've picked, I've kind of gone for that Halloween-y sort of vibe, just because I think this set will really suit that. We have these nice moody tones. This set, by the way, is inspired by Twilight. So there's really nice Twilight tones, that kind of very moody look. So it's very, very fitting for this kind of image. So this first one here, I had to pick it. I thought it was an absolutely awesome photo by Mariah. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the exposure up on this one. The white balance is looking pretty good. I might just add a little bit more warmth to it, somewhere around about there. And then we can take a look at the presets. So Quest 41 Raven, so you're going to be able to see it down here. So we've got 3 preset variations. So let's take a look at those first. So Raven 1. Really, really nice mood. It completely transforms the image. You can see how it's applying sort of the color grade to the background and to the subjects slightly separately. So there are some masks involved in these presets here. So again, let's take a look at before and after with Raven 1. So really, really nice transformation. I love that moody sky especially. So let's take a look at Raven 2. So a little bit lighter. You can see that the yellows in the grass shift a little bit. They become a little bit more prominent, slightly lighter. And the overall tonality is not quite as moody as Raven 1. So let's go ahead and check Raven 1 again. And then Raven 2. So as with any preset, you're going to see more differences on some images versus others. So you'll see as I go through the rest of the stream with certain other images, there might be a bigger difference between those two, but that's Raven 2. And then we have a black and white preset included with this as well, which is Raven 3. Super nice black and white. Again, got that really nice mood running through there. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this with Raven 1. So let's give that a click. So if we head up to the masking panel here, you can see we have a darkened background mask that's applied as default with these presets. So you get that really nice muted effect where it darkens down the background and the subject pops out nicely. We have the Raven creative profile. So if I go ahead and drag that to the left, and then increase it, you can see how that really shifts the overall mood of the image. So bringing it to the left, we kind of get rid of some of that mood. We lighten things up a little bit, a lot less contrast. If we drag it to the right, we really increase the mood. You can see it actually brings a vignette into the image as well. So it's darkening the edges of the image. It's adding more of that contrast in there and giving more of that moody tonality as well. So I really like the creative profile included here. So I think let's go back to the default, maybe increase it just a little bit for this. I'm going to go up to about 125 or so. So that's looking good. I might bring the exposure up just a little bit more, just to make sure that the faces on the subjects are popping nicely. And then we can take a look at the tools that are included here as well. So the first one we have is called Moonlit, if I hover over that. So with Moonlit, you can see it applies, again, a couple of masking layers. So one on the subject, one on the background. So if I go ahead and apply this, use the preset amount slider, I can decrease and increase that effect. So it really darkens down that background. You can see it makes it much more muted in its tonality as well. But it also applies sort of a spotlight on the subjects. So if I go into the masking panel here, you can see the shadow background and then the moonlit. So you can see it applies this illumination to the center of the frame. So where the subjects are, specifically over the subjects, and then we have a shadow background. So it's really just popping the details out, drawing your eye to the center of the frame, and obviously separating the subjects from the background. So I'm going to set that to, let's go for around about 50. So just a little bit of that. So again, before and after. And then we have two different versions of Oculus. So if we take a look at Oculus 1, and what this does is it blurs the edges of the frame and applies a tonality to it as well. So if I go for Oculus 1, I bring this to the left and then increase it all the way. So you can see it adds a little bit more warmth. So you can see the colors in the background here come out a little bit more. So adding more of that warmth. So all the way to the left, all the way to the right. But if I come down into the corners here, and this is it down at 0, and then bring it up to 200. You can see how it's blurring the edges of the frame there as well. So it's sort of doing two things in one. So that's with Oculus 1. And then Oculus 2, same concept, but this one has a cool tone to it. So again, down at 0, all the way up at 200. So you get this really nice cool toning and of course the blurred edges there as well. So I think for this, I like that warmth that we're getting in the background. So I'm going to use Oculus 1. I'm just going to bring it up a little bit more so we blur the edges of the frame and really draw your eye to the subjects in the center there. So I think final touch, maybe just a tiny little increase in the exposure, but I want to keep that overall mood. So this is before and this is after. That's with Quest 41 Raven Preset 1. Creative profile increased to 225. We've used Moonlit set to 50, and then we've used Oculus, which I increased to Oculus 1, which I increased to 121. So again, this is before and this is after, and there's the side by side as well. So have a quick look at the chat, see what people are saying. Been rainy here in Kentucky, but we needed it. That's Lauren, one of our team members. Cindy said, nice. Ooh. Stunning, lots of love for the image. Charlotte said, love that black and white. Una agrees, the black and white looks amazing. Really complements the photo, love it. Bryn said, this photo is just so good. Yeah, I couldn't not use it when I saw it. It's an absolutely incredible image. Super cool. Love this, so stunning. The after is stunning, thank you so much. So let's go back to the Back to the image. One last tool that we have in here is called reset, and that one is simply a way to reset the tools. So if I go ahead and hover over this, it will just simply disable the tools that I've added. So Moonlit and Oculus are disabled. It goes back to the default preset. So just a nice simple way of removing those tools if you want to do that later. So again, just reset back to the default preset. All right, so let's move on to the next image. This one by Helena. So we've got this nice foresty scene with a nice little bit of mist in the background there as well. I'm going to go ahead and bring the exposure up just a little bit here. White balance is looking good because I actually want to go for a little bit of a cooler edit on this. So I'm quite happy with the white balance. So let's go for Raven 2 on this one. So give that a click. Again, you can see that really nice transformation, just the way it pops the subject, darkens down that background, and you just get that really nice mood. Again, the Raven profile set to 100. Set it down at 0, up at 200. So again, just giving that extra little bit of punch. And actually, I really like that extra contrasty punch in this. It makes the outfit really dark. It kind of darkens the trees down. I think it just gives a really nice dramatic look. So I've set that to 134, so a little bit of an increase. We'll take a look at the tools, see if we want to use anything on this. So Moonlit. So that's looking really nice just to darken things further. I'm not going to use that on this because I think the kind of background darkening is looking really good already. Oculus 1. Get that nice blurred corner and the extra little bit of warmth. And then Oculus 2. I'm going to go for Oculus 2 on this because I want to go for a little bit of a cooler edit. So let's go to 0 up to 200. I'm going to go to about 80. I'm going to bring the overall temperature of the image up just a tiny little bit just to make sure that the skin tones are looking good. So this is before and this is after. That's with Raven 2, creative profile increased to 134. And we've used Oculus 2 set to 80. So there's the side-by-side. Go ahead and zoom in so you can see the details there as well. Got a nice bit of grain on the image. Adds a nice texture. And again, if we take a look at before and after. Obsessed. That's from Emily. Thank you, Emily. Love this. The drama. That's from Bryn. Thank you. Charlotte said, already downloaded. So that's exciting. Yeah, if you are a Quest member, this is available now. So this came out today. This is October's Quest set. So since it's the first today, this set went live earlier today. So as soon as this stream's done, if you haven't yet, you can go ahead and download this for free as part of your membership if you are a Quest member. If you are not a Quest member, you can go and get signed up right now at archipelagoquest.com. As soon as you have signed up for membership, you'll be able to download this set for free as part of your membership. How does Raven complement or compete with Light and Ember? So they're really quite different. Obviously, without doing a direct comparison, there is quite a distinct difference between them. I would say if you were going for a moody look, they complement them each set really, really well. So if you, let's say you already have Light and Ember, and you're thinking this looks quite nice as well, there definitely won't be crossover. You're not going to be duplicating presets, but they will complement each other very, very well because they're both very moody. But I think the tonality is quite different. Obviously with Light and Ember, you have a big variety of different tones because you have the 6 different presets, 5 of those being color and 1 black and white. Whereas these are 3 variations of 1 single preset, obviously with a black and white included in there as well. So yeah, a really nice complement to that set if you're looking for that moody look. Perfection just downloaded. That's Lucilla. Thank you, Lucilla. Feeling a shiver down my spine with this set. Love that. All right, so let's go on to the third image then. So we'll go ahead and do a black and white edit on this one. This is another one from Mariah. I'm going to go ahead and bring the exposure up, probably somewhere around about there. I'm going to add a little bit more warmth just to get things looking nice and natural. And we'll go for Raven 3 on this one. Love this black and white. I think it's got a really, really nice kind of grayscale look to it. The blacks aren't super deep, but it's got a good amount of contrast and just a really nice grayscale look where all of the kind of colors are rendered really beautifully. So we have the Raven black and white creative profile here. So this is it set at 100. Again, I'll bring that down to 0 and up to 200. So you can see again that vignette coming in there, that extra kind of punch to the image. And I think I would probably crank it to 200 on this. I really like that extra drama that it's bringing to the image. We've got lens correction. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, so I'm just going to do a quick lens correction just to get rid of the vignette from the lens, and then I can allow the vignette within the creative profile to just kind of work its magic. So everything looks nice and clean, but we get that extra kind of punch in the corners. I might bring a little bit of the lens vignette back just to kind of keep some of the drama. So maybe about there. And then let's take a look at the tools. So again, moonlit. And I'm loving that. I think that looks really nice. This is it down at 0, up at 200. I really like that extra little bit of drama it brings to this image. I'm probably going to go to the default. Let's go back to 100. I love how that's punching those subjects and dropping the background a little bit darker. And then you can use Oculus on the black and white as well. So let's take a look at Oculus 1 and Oculus 2. So I'm going to go for Oculus 2 on this one. And we'll just kind of get a little bit of a cool toning going on in the image. So you can see here up at 200, you can see it a little bit more. So it's got that cool toning. And if I go to Oculus 1 and bring it all the way up, you get that slight warm toning. So this is it down at 0, up at 200. So I'm going to go for Oculus 2 because I like the cool toning that we're getting there. It's looking really good. And I'm going to bring that up quite high, set that to 170. So this is it before, and this is after. And there's the side-by-side. Super fun image. I love this one with the pumpkin heads on the couple here. And just the way that the black and white renders all of the different details, so the kind of texture in the sky, in the mountains, the trees, the water, and of course in the subjects in the foreground here as well. Just the kind of the way it sets all of the kind of grayscale kind of color gradation through the image is really, really nice. Obviously creative profile all the way up adds that really, really nice punch of drama there as well, where we get that extra vignette in the corners. If we decrease it, you can see you get more of that blue from Oculus 2. So you get that kind of slightly lighter look and more of the blue coming in from Oculus 2. Same would apply with Oculus 1. You get that kind of warm toning. So if you decrease the creative profile, you kind of get a little bit more of that coming through as well. Charlotte pointed out the mists in Mythos make great enhancements to smoke bombs as well. Yeah, absolutely. And Lauren's pointed out that Orphic has its own mist set as well. So Orphic is on offer for Quest members this month. So when you go ahead and download this set for free as part of your membership, you'll see that there's also a discount on Orphic if you wish to purchase that set if you haven't already got it. You can get that at the same time. Really, really nice complement to each other. Again, another moody set. It includes a nice mist and some moody presets there as well. But yeah, as pointed out, the the Mythos set with the mists in there also would work really, really well with this. It would work well in this image here. So if I just show you really quickly, Quest 31 is the Mythos set, and it has these 3 low mist presets. So if I go ahead and hover over low mist 2, you can see that just applies a low mist to the background of the image. Using the masking panel, we have another version which is low mist 1, slightly different shape, and then low mist 3, which includes mist at the top of the image. Super, super nice. But yeah, also the Orphic set, so that's Quest 20, that has a mist included as well, which is really dramatic mist in the background there. So some nice complementary sets there that work very, very well with Raven. All right, so that's the first 3 images done. Preset 1, when this loads, preset 2, and the black and white preset 3. Nikki said, I really need a pumpkin head husband. Love that. Such a Tim Burton vibe. Love this black and white. Thank you, Lucilla. Big fan of Tim Burton myself. Anna's on. Welcome, Anna. Thank you for joining. Oh, that really finishes off the image perfect with Mythos. Well, let's go ahead and do it then, shall we? Should we put Mythos? Low Mist 2 is my favorite. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that. I'm going to jump into the masking panel and click on that, and then you can move this around in the image here as well. So I'm just going to set that a little bit higher. And what I like to do with an image like this is just use a linear gradient just to kind of lift it up a little bit, maybe about there, and then I can set the amount. Let's go for a little bit more drama. So set it to about 133. So there we go. So before and after, that's a nice mix of Quest 41 Raven and Quest 31 Mythos. So let's go back. Next image here, this is image number 4, this one by Adita. Love this image. It's quite different. So we've got a sort of a little bit of a lighter image to begin with, but obviously got these kind of misty vibes going on here. So it's going to suit the Raven set really well. So the first thing I'm going to do with this potentially is just bring the exposure down a little bit. It's one of those sorts of images that you probably would need to play with the exposure once you've applied the preset, but I'm just going to bring it down a little bit to begin with. I might add a little bit more warmth, not too much, because I think I want to go for a nice cool muted look on this one. So let's go for Raven 1 on this. So that's looking good. Definitely need to bring the exposure down quite a bit more. So that's looking much more natural. So I'm looking at the subject here, not the rest of the frame. So we could take a look at lens correction. It does need some, whether we want to have that on or not. Yeah, probably would put that on. And then we can use the creative profile to dial in the intensity of that look. And I'm going to probably crank it all the way up because I think the extra contrast is looking good. And I want to bring some of the darkness back at the bottom here. And that vignette is doing that really nicely. You can now see all the detail of the birds in the background, seagulls I'm assuming, all flying around, which looks super cool. All right, so let's take a look at Moonlit. We'll see what that does with the image, and that's really helping. So again, we're kind of pushing it even further where we're darkening down that background and obviously keeping the detail here on the subject's face. And I really like how much shadow is being brought into the bottom of the frame now. So with the mixture of the creative profile and with that Moonlit tool, it's really darkening down the bottom of the frame, which really leads the eye up to this area here. I'm probably not going to use Oculus on this because I want to keep, maybe I actually will. Maybe I will. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oculus 1. Let's go for 1. And that's adding that extra bit of warmth and the blur, but I probably will go for Oculus 2 again, I think, on this one. So I'm going to go for Oculus 2 because I like the cool toning, but I don't want it on the subject so much. So for this one, I'm going to actually go into the masking layers. I'm going to go to Potion Stain here, which is the color tone that's being brought into the image. You can see there. I'm going to go to Subtract and select Subject. So for this, I'm just going to allow the subject to be a little bit warmer than the background. I don't mind that difference. I think it actually looks pretty cool. So I'm going to go somewhere around about there with the exposure. And there's before and there's after. So that's with Raven 1, creative profile cranked to 200 with use Moonlit, set quite high there as well, and Oculus 2 for that nice blur in the around the edges of the frame and that extra little bit of blue coming in there. I'll show you the side by side as well. Amanda said Mythos is in my top 5 out of all the quest sets. So there's another reason to go and grab yourself Mythos if you are looking to get another set. It comes with some really nice black and white presets and a bunch of different tools, including those low mists. So definitely worth a purchase. What we're saying, speaking of Misty. Yeah, love that. Amazing. That's from Anna. Thank you, Anna. Charlotte said, wow. Sarah said, such a cool image. The birds, this is fantastic. Yes, Joy, agreed. Anna's also agreeing that I love Mythos. So definitely a good set to go and check out, I would say. So before and after that one by Adita. Super cool image. All right, so let's move on to this one here. This one by Mike. Going to bring the exposure up on this one just a bit. Want to make sure this subject's nicely exposed. Going to bring the temperature up here as well. Somewhere around about there is looking more natural to me. So we'll go for Raven 2 on this one. Give that a click. You can see we need to do a lens correction. So we'll do that just to straighten everything out. Take a look at the creative profile. So this is it down at 0. And all the way up. I'm not going to crank it up because I don't want it to be too contrasty. I want to keep the detail. So maybe I will leave it at 100, so the default amount. Let's take a look at Moonlit. Probably wouldn't do that on this. I don't want too much drama. I want to keep this a little bit more natural, but with a little bit of mood there. But I think we'll go for Oculus 1 on this just to inject a little bit of warmth and, of course, blur the edges down here. Really, really leads your eye up to the subject. So if I take a look, if I zoom in a bit more down here, you can really see the effect. If I bring it down to 0 and then all the way up to 200, really, really dramatic blur effect coming in there. So I'm going to go somewhere around about there. So 125 just to kind of inject a little bit of that warmth and bring that blur into the edges of the frame. I'm going to bring the overall exposure up just a tiny touch more. So there's before, obviously quite a cool toned shot with the white balance there. So obviously quite a change in the white balance. And there's the after. So that's with Raven 2. We've left the creative profile at the default amount of 100. And we've used Oculus One set to 125. There's the side-by-side comparison there as well. This is so good. All of these images are amazing. Thank you, Bryn. Sandra said, what's everyone's favorite set? Yeah, I'd love to know that. Jump in the chat. Let me know what your favorite set is. Or if you are watching this stream back, do jump in the comments and let us know. It's always nice to hear it from people in the comments as well as the live chat. Charlotte said, I may well have to go back and re-edit my Viking wedding with this one. Now that's something I want to see. Definitely go ahead and give this a whirl on that Viking wedding, and make sure you share. I'm not sure if you have already, but make sure you share your images if you'd like to in our Facebook group, Archipelago Collective. We absolutely love to see the amazing work that our community creates. So yeah, jump on our Facebook group, share some images. I'd love to see those. It sounds super cool. Charlotte said light and truth mixed with everything else. So light and truth is one of our new core presets over at archipelagopresets.com. So it's part of our brand new core lineup of presets, and it's our true color set. So it's a nice color accurate set, delivers really true colors, and it has a nice variety of different dynamic tonality, a really nice black and white in there, and a bunch of great tools as well. So great recommendation there. Anna said, it depends on what I'm working on. Absolutely. I change all the time. I kind of have a few favorites that I tend to go back to quite a lot, but I'm always changing, always choosing something different dependent on what it is I've shot and the kind of mood I want to go for. Amanda said Driftwood from Quest Perpetua for a full set. Yeah, Driftwood was not last month's now, the month before's Quest set. Really nice warm toned set. So that's worth a check out as well. All right, so let's move on to this image. Another one from Mariah. I picked 3 images from Mariah because I thought they were all super cool and the vibe fit really, really well. So for this, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the exposure up a good amount here. I love this motion blur we've got on the subjects. They're kind of holding the candle here as well. Really, really cool location as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and straighten this up a tiny touch, maybe about there. And for this one, we're going to go for black and white. So I'm going to go for Raven 3. Give that a click. Take a look at the creative profile. So this is a little bit of a softer look versus a more punchy look with that extra vignette coming in there as well. So I think for this, I might go for a little bit more of a subtle look. So maybe about 70. So just back the profile off just a little bit. Bring the creative profile, the exposure up a tiny touch. Let's take a look at Moonlit. I think that looks really good. So this is at 0 up at 200. So I really like that. It's really, really nice kind of mood, just darkening things down in the background, drawing your attention to the subjects there. And for this one, let's take a look at Oculus One. Yeah, nice. So we get that little bit of warmth there. So this is it down at 0, up at 200. Bit of warmth and a bit of blur around the edges of the frame. And I can't really tell, but I think in the original image, there's maybe a person in the background here. But what's really nice is with the motion blur and with the added blur from Oculus, you don't really see that. And obviously it's in black and white as well, so you don't really see that. So you just kind of soften everything up around those edges. But everything that you need to see, so the subjects, the candles, are in nice focus there. So this is before, this is after. That's edited with Raven 3, creative profile set at 70. We've used Moonlit, which I think I cranked all the way up to 200, and Oculus One also cranked up to 200. There's the side-by-side comparison. Anna said Light and Legacy is my new go-to preset at the moment. And yeah, Anna's work with Light and Legacy is absolutely stunning. You should definitely take a look at that in the Facebook group. Super, super nice images. Light and Legacy is another one of our core sets over at archipelagopresets.com. It's our filmic preset collection. So it's got a really nice filmic tonality, sort of range of tonality, really nice grain texture on there as well, and some fantastic tools to help achieve that filmic look. Bryn, I'm so upset I missed out on Perpetua. I got paid the day after it was retired. Oh, Bryn, that's really sad. We will at some point be doing vault sales. So keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you sign up to our newsletter. We may bring that set back for a limited period of time as part of a vault sale. So yeah, to hear about that first, make sure you are signed up to our Archipelago newsletter. That's where we will share news and information about anything like a vault sale, but you may get a second chance to purchase that. But yeah, I would say don't sit on a preset collection. If you've got your eyes on it, just snap it up, because you never know when a set could get retired. We're always trying to develop new sets and kind of come up with new and amazing tools for you to use. So obviously that does mean that we retire older sets to bring out these new sets. So yeah, like I said, keep an eye out. We may do a vault sale soon with that set included. Charlotte said, just edited my beach shoot with driftwood. That's awesome. Nikki said, Amara and Alethea for me lately. They're two of our older sets as well. Joey, I always end up back with X-Film and Terrain. So some nice older sets there. That's awesome. But Driftwood is my current fave. So yeah, again, Driftwood is a Quest set. It's available to purchase. If you are a Quest subscriber, you can jump into the archive and you can purchase Driftwood as one of the previously released sets if you weren't a subscriber when that one came out a couple of months ago. Lucilla said, I love Bequest, another one of our Quest sets. Amanda said, I'm asking for a new set for Christmas. That's great. Amanda, just so you know, we do have gift cards on our website. So archipelagopresets.com, you can now purchase gift cards. So if you have got family members that would like to purchase you something and you want presets, you can just send them there, get them to buy you a gift card, and then you can use that to purchase any of our Archipelago sets. So that's worth a look. All right, that's enough waffle. Let me have a look at the next images. So we've got two more images to edit. So these two here. So I'll go ahead and get those edited now. Obviously, like I said, we are going to be doing a giveaway in that live chat. So first of all, thank you to everyone that has been interacting in the chat as we've gone through the stream so far. It's always nice to have your comments and questions, all that good stuff. If you have got questions, do ask them. I'll try and answer them on the live stream if I can. So yeah, keep interacting, and we'll be choosing someone from the people in that live chat to win a free t-shirt after I've edited these next two images. So let's take a look at this one, image number 7. This one is by K Blades Photography. Really, really nice image. I love the styling here with these two subjects, with the dark roses, the kind of outfits, everything coming together really, really beautifully. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the exposure up a good amount on this one, somewhere around about there. I think the white balance is looking pretty good. Might just benefit from a tiny little bit more magenta and a tiny boost in warmth. So let's take a look at the presets. So Raven 1, really, really nice. Raven 2, that's looking really good as well, a little bit more punchy. And then the black and white Raven 3. I think I would be drawn to Raven 2 on this one. I like the way it's rendering the green in the background, and I like the contrast level of the subjects, especially with the dark clothes. Let's take a look at Raven 1 again, a little bit softer, a little bit warmer. I'm drawn to Raven 2. Let me know what you think in the chat. Nikki said, Quest is like Christmas every first of the month. It certainly is. It's incredible. Once you sign up, like I said, you get a free set every single month. On the first of every month, we release a brand new set that's free for our members to download. So it's like a little mini Christmas, little gift every single month as part of your subscription. And the subscription prices are incredible. If you subscribe for a 6-month roll-in, it works out as just $10 per month, which is absolutely nuts. So you get a new set every single month for that price, and they're all absolutely incredible. You've seen a couple of the sets, obviously this one that I'm showcasing now, but you've seen a couple of the sets that I kind of showed some tools from as well, and lots of love for the Quest sets in the chat there as well. So yeah, it's a fantastic subscription, really nice way of kind of broadening your editing options, inspiring you, all that good stuff. Yeah, I think everyone's agreeing that Raven 2 is the one, so let's go for Raven 2. What else are we saying? Fabulous set, can't wait to try them. Bryn said, at least not all hope is lost for me and Perpetua. No, maybe not. Have a gold star in my diary for the first of the month. Love that, Charlotte. All right, so that's Raven 2 with the default creative profile at 100. I'm going to bring it to the left, bring it to the right. I'm not going to go too punchy on this because I think the preset, sorry, is looking pretty punchy already. So I'm actually going to back it off maybe a bit, maybe about 80. So just a little bit less of the drama that I was getting from the default preset. Let's take a look at the tools. So this is Moonlit. I don't think it needs it. I quite like that we can see some of the detail in the background on this. I think it just separates the subjects a little bit more rather than everything being very, very dark because they're wearing dark outfits. Oculus 1. That's looking really nice. I think that could work really well on this because we've got a nice amount of separation in terms of the bokeh. This will just add a little bit more of that on this image. And obviously this is the warm version and then the cool version. I actually really like the cool version as that one click. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave that at the default amount of 100. I think just kind of cooling things down just a little bit. And I think it adds a nice little bit of mood there to this image. So this is before. And this is after. I love the way it's muting the highlights in the sky there. Obviously lifting those subjects up. And then just that really nice twilight tonality going on. There's the side-by-side comparison, what we're thinking. Lovely stuff. All right, so let's move on to the last image. So this one here by Bernadetta, we've got a really nice Highland Scottish scene here. I'm going to bring the exposure up a good amount. It's quite a dark image, so I'm going to bring it up quite high. Lovely rainy image here, all the mood, super, super nice. I'm going to add a little bit of warmth, probably somewhere around about there. And then let's take a look at the presets. So Raven 1. Looking very, very nice. Raven 2, that's also super nice. And then the black and white Raven 3 is also really, really nice. I would probably struggle to decide. I think maybe Raven 1. I just like the softness just because of the way it kind of mutes everything down. It's kind of got this nice warmth to it, but kind of still feels kind of cool and moody. So that's Raven 1 as the one click. Might bring the exposure up just a little bit more. And we'll take a look at that profile. I'm going to increase it just a bit. So maybe about there, 120, somewhere around that kind of area, just to kind of bring a little bit more darkening into the edges, a little bit more contrast into the frame there as well. Let's take a look at Moonlit. That's really nice, but I don't think this image needs it. And then Oculus. I don't think I'd use that on this as well because I don't want the trees to get blurry. So I'll probably just leave it as that. So that's Raven 1. Creative profile slightly increased to 120. And honestly, I would probably leave it there. I think it looks super, super nice. This is before and this is after. If I go ahead and zoom in, I'll show you this side by side. And you can see the details there, the way it's rendering the colors in the kind of blanket and the outfits. Really, really gorgeous image. I've just noticed as well the little headdress that this subject is wearing here is very, very similar to the one that in this image by a totally different photographer. Very, very similar. I had not noticed that before, so there you go. Super, super nice. And again, there's before and after. That's Raven 1. Creative profile increased just a touch, and that is it. Lee said, I have that blanket. Very nice. What we're saying, perfect image. I never get to shoot anything even remotely like that in Oklahoma. It's always the case, Joy. We always lust after what we don't have. I'm always the same. I always see photographers out in California with incredible golden light, and I'm here in the UK where it's often very, very dreary, and I'm like, oh, I wish I had that beautiful, beautiful light, but I'm sure the same goes the other way as well. What we're saying here, Raven 2. Could use a driftwood flame. We certainly could use a driftwood flame. That's a great idea, Lauren. Let's go ahead and do that. So Quest 39 driftwood. It came with some naked flame tools. So these are designed for a scenario like this where you have a naked flame. So we have a lantern here or something like a candle where you want to emphasize that, kind of make it a little bit more dramatic. So if we take a look at Naked Flame S, which is the small version, you can see it applies this effect here. Jump into the masking panel, and then in Lightroom Classic you can simply click and drag and move that to where you want. So I'm going to set that over the lantern there. You can then set the intensity. So I'm going to go for, let's go for quite a dramatic look. I'm going to go up to about 130. You can see it adds this really nice glow into the image. This is before, this is after. Just really, really nice way of kind of popping that a little bit further. And then I know it was mentioned about fireflies as well. We could definitely take a look at that. So another tool that was included with Driftwood was fireflies. There's a couple of different versions, and this sets this really nice kind of look into the image where you have these orbs of light surrounding the subject. And we also have this version where it drops them into the background there as well. So we could go for a fireflies look on this. And what I'd be tempted to do is go into Fireflies 1, go to the color here. I'm going to change the color to be more like the color from the lantern. So let's go there, and then I'm just going to do the same again with the other Fireflies layer. So let's go a little bit more orange. And we can then set the intensity of those. So I'm just going to bring those down a little bit and bring these ones down a little bit, just make it a little bit more subtle so we get this kind of interesting effect with these orbs of light. So yeah, that's from Quest 39 Driftwood. That's available to purchase if you missed that set over at archipelagoquest.com. So there you go, before and after. There is your side-by-side as well. Lauren said, perfect photo for the naked flame. Una said that little flame nailed it. Anna's given heart eyes for the naked flame. Love that. Amazing editing, great idea for the naked flame. That's from Lucilla, thank you so much. So cute. Love that. It's so great to mix all the wonderful tools. Absolutely, Charlotte. Perfect. Amazing edit. Love that. So cool. All right, so let's go back and take a look at all of these edits together. Press that N key. Let's do our lights out as well so you can see them all there. It's really, really nice. I love seeing edits like this, you know, all these different sort of scenarios, different photographers from different areas of the world, different subjects, different camera models, all that sort of stuff. And then once they're edited, you get this really, really nice cohesive look with the kind of same presets giving that really, really nice cohesion. So I love the way these look with that nice moody twilight edit from Quest 41 Raven. So we'll be announcing a winner for a free t-shirt in the chat. If you haven't already, do give this video a like. We really appreciate that. Yeah, big thank you to everyone for tuning into the live stream. It's always really fun to host these. It's always nice to have you on board, chatting away as we go through the edits. So keep your eye on the chat. We'll be announcing a winner in there in just a moment. As Lee said, you can mix and match all the presets, profiles, and tools. Really fun to do. And there we go. Lauren's announced the winner of the Archipelago t-shirt. That is Charlotte. You are getting your hands on a free Archipelago t-shirt as a thank you for tuning into the live stream. So just reach out to us on the email you see in the chat there, and we'll get that sent to you ASAP. But big thank you to everyone for tuning into this stream. It's been a really fun one, as always. I'll be doing another live stream next week, and that one's going to be the Light and Ember live stream. So I've previously done live edits, in-depth edits with Light and Truth, Light and Legacy, and Light and Ochre, which are 3 of our 4 core preset collections. And next week on Tuesday, I'll be doing Light and Ember, which is the Moody preset collection. So a nice partner to this set. So come and join me next week for another live stream. You see Light and Ember in action, and we'll of course be doing a giveaway in that live stream as well. But thank you to everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you very, very soon.